Are you wanting to exercise more? Maybe to feel good about yourself, improve your mental health, or just in general because you know it's good for you, but you find it a little bit overwhelming and you just don't know how to really get into it or getting in as much as you like? Well, today I'm going to share 3 tips with you on how you can exercise more. And if you stay until the end, I have a bonus share for you then as well. As always, if you want to connect with me more, you can find my links on the in the show notes below. For me, exercise was something I used to hate. I used to really hate exercising as a kid. I used to be a little bit chubby. I was the kind of kid who got home, played on his PlayStation, and ate a lot of cookies. I'd eat a whole bag of cookies, right? And I was just like addicted to playing games, and actually, it's quite fun, playing games sometimes. The problem was, it just I become very unfit in sport, and I wasn't very good. I wasn't very. I'd attempt things, I do like quick cricket. I always struggle to say that phrase, cricket, but like played in a very small way. I'm not a fan of cricket. Like I respect it. I just find it hard to watch. But I used to play quick cricket. I tried to play football. I was terrible, and then I got very good as I grew older because I really got into it. And running like on sports day, I never came last, but I wasn't super fit or anything like that. And then as I got into my teenage years and 20s, I just really, really picked up. And I remember being inspired by the 2002 World Cup when how old was I then? 10, 11 years old? Yeah, 11, like around 11 years old. And I just like watched this and I really started getting into football. I started liking it and I started joining a team and I wasn't very good. In fact, I was hopeless. And the next season I got really hard working into it and got really good. Now I'm obviously going to go on to how this is relevant for you and exercise in whatever form, because you might not even like football. I love it. It's my favorite sport. So, and actually I found it so beneficial for my mental well-being, particularly when I've gone through some really hard times. And what I found is you don't have to do too much intense exercise. It's just finding what's right for you. Now, I like to work out in intense workouts now and then because I feel really good from them and I know the benefit, but it really depends on different human beings. I also want to take this opportunity to say that I always believe also we have different physical and mental training plans. And what that means is someone who's a big, like an individual trying to bodybuild and get really big muscles, get really bulky, is going to have a different plan from maybe someone who is like in their 80s and just wants to keep healthy, just wants to keep their heart rate, or someone who wants to lose an excessive amount of weight. We're always going to have different physical plans. I also believe we've got different mental plans, like what do we need? Do we need to some of us might need a bit more of a detox from things from like social media or like the media in general. And then others may like journaling, others might like meditation. I believe about customizing things that are relevant for us. And that's why when I used to start like podcasting, I used to be like, or even in my personal growth, I used to try and find out that like one size fits all formula. And I don't think it exists. And I know it doesn't exist in my beliefs, because we're all different. We all need different things. So as much as someone's telling you like a strategy, if there's someone who's, for example, making a lot of money and you believe in them, then try and follow their strategy as much as possible. But at the end of the day, it's about knowing yourself. And that's why I always try to guide now on any kind of guidance I'm giving rather than telling you what exactly to do. Now, I do have some strong points, of course, because I believe there are things that really hold us back. And again, you can choose to ignore them as well. But yeah, I wanted to take this opportunity to share the benefits of exercise, which you may be fully aware of, but it's like, how do you incorporate that and make it enjoyable, make it sustainable, make it consistent? Because if you're not someone who exercises regularly, and you're frustrated by that and you're just stuck in the same patterns, probably don't feel so good. Because I was the same. I used to eat really bad food and I was like, I wish I exercised more. Oh, well, and I just wouldn't feel so good about myself. I also know when I've had a spell of maybe just being ill, like I've been recently, and not being able to exercise, and how I've not felt so good. Right now, when you're ill, obviously you're not going to be able to do intense training as much. So I only wanted to share some points with you today. Okay, so the first one is just try things and see what you enjoy. Now, you don't know. A big problem of mine in life has been like, all right, I need to know what's right, what's the right direction. And that's kind of my logical mind coming in. The honest answer I found for myself is I don't know what's right for me and what's not unless I try it. So try different exercises, even if you're curious, if you're like, tennis may or may not be for me, I've not really done it. Just go and play some tennis, like have a couple of games with a friend, maybe. I don't know why I randomly said tennis. If you're curious about five-a-side football, and you've not really done it, try it a few times. And even if you're not very good, don't let that put you off, go and enjoy it. Make it smaller and consistent is my second point. People are like, right, this is the classic mistake I see in New Year. Is like, right, I haven't been to the gym for like almost a year, like 9 months since the last revolution, right? I'm going to go to the gym for an hour a day every single day. And yeah, it maybe starts off reasonably going like 4 or 5 times a week. The first week, maybe similar second week, and then third week it's dropping off, and then it's gone by February, right? That routine. That's because you started too strong. It's better to be consistent. 20 minutes minimum, I would say, but 20 minutes a day, like some kind of exercising and making it consistent. And then my third one is accountability and remembering to celebrate. Accountability and celebrating when is really going to enforce you to do it even more. So when you completed it, celebrate, pat yourself on the back, have that accountability as well. Telling someone that you're going to exercise every day. I do this with my accountability partner all the time. I'm like, Nick, right, okay, I'm going to commit to this exercise this week, because sometimes I get into so manic. I'm like, okay, I'm not exercising today, I'm just going to walk. And I realize I've gone for a walk, which is good, but I realize I needed to do more of a weight session for me. And I've like slacked it off that week. So I'm like, Nick, I'm going to be accountable to do this session. And that really can help. And celebrating along the way. Now, I've got a final point I want to share with you. Just for that, though, I mentioned again that if you want to connect with me even more, you can find my links to social media, links in the show notes below. My bonus point for you today is, right, to add to a level of accountability, this is extending, but it's a fourth point, is there's a couple of options, but I'm just going to wrap it up into a point, is either join like classes, like gym classes, whereby you can't cancel to a certain period, and therefore you get fined if you don't show up, make yourself really accountable. The other thing is to, in your accountability, set a fine if you don't do something. I say this to my accountability partner all the time, and I never actually have to pay money because I always do it when I put a fine to it. So I say, if I don't do so, I reward myself as well. But I say, if I don't do this thing, then I'm going to fine myself. Now, people are like, should you like punish yourself for not doing something? Well, I believe yes, but not like in a cruel, harsh, like self-talk way, in a way that's really going to drive you. Because as human beings, we're often driven by like pain. Now, the thing is, down the line, if you're not doing the things and you're just jumping to instant gratifications, you're going to experience pain anyway, like whether that's in your health, whether that's in your money, whether that's emotionally. If you keep trying to get instant gratification, so it's better to put some kind of punishment immediate to get you to do these things. Now, when you create a bit more of a habit, you won't probably need this, right? Because it becomes part of you. And that's why it's really important, going back to my earlier point, to make it consistent and smaller so it's easier to maintain. So, like I always say to like Nick, if I don't complete all the exercise this week, I'm going to pay you £100, right? And I don't have to do it because I do it, right? As opposed to if I don't even set that intention to do like the set bunch of exercises I've put. Now, for me, doing exercise isn't a problem. I kind of built it into me over the time. But actually following a routine of like certain weight things that I actually need to do, or certain like yogas and things, I don't always feel like doing it. So actually putting intention that I want to do it and then labeling it, it's really important. Whilst if someone invites me to go play football, I'm always like, yeah, I'm in, right? No, that's great. I'll definitely still do that. And I'm spontaneous and things like that. It's not always spontaneous. Also, we've got planned training as well. But there's certain things that I'm like, I know this is good for me. I know I need to do more yoga to work on my posture, or all these kind of things. So I have to put that in my accountability as well. So that's what I got for you today. I appreciate you for being here. You're improving other people's lives by working on yourself as well. And remember to lead with your heart and not with fear.